Movie lovers, cinephiles, ladies and gentlemen from around the world, welcome to yet another episode of Andy Takes On. And in today's episode, I'm taking on iRobot. Now, this is coming straight out of an era when Will Smith was the most bankable star in Hollywood, and here comes iRobot. Seriously, the Fresh Prince had turned Fresh King Midas because everything he touched, every movie he made, turned into box office gold. So here's the story. It's a detective story as a whodunit set in the Chicago of 2035, where robots, not traffic lights, my African brothers and sisters, robots, actual robots, are a part of daily life. I'm sorry, I just need a moment to take in the idea that we used to think of 2035 as the future, like with flying cars and everything, and yet today we are still walking through unmarked glass doors. We are not ready to fly cars, but I digress. It opens to a script of the three laws of robotics. Now, robots mustn't harm humans. Robots have to obey humans, and they have to ensure their own survival as long as humans are not harmed as a result. We meet homicide detective Dale Spooner, a man with a deep-seated distrust for robots as displayed when he tackles what he thought or hoped was a criminal robot, takes manual control of his self-driving car, and insults the richest man in the world and CEO of USR, Lawrence Robertson. Elon Musk would be ashamed of you for those last two. But that last one happens when Spooner visits the USR offices where the apparent suicide of lead scientist Dr. Lanning prompts a pre-programmed holographic response to seek out Spooner as he has the right-sized chip on his shoulder to dig deeper into what should be an open and shut case. Now, helping from within USR is Dr. Kelvin, a woman so devoid of visible emotion that I personally suspect that the movie iRobot was named after her because she is Roboto. Now, their investigation uncovers Sunny, the robot that killed Lanning, and since this violates the laws, the mystery deepens further. All the clues point to Robertson as the killer, and when it is eventually revealed that the real killer was hiding in plain sight all along, the final showdown is set on a much more epic scale. Now, this is a 2004 movie. And over time, as CGI technology has improved, the visuals will start to look dated. But they're good. Both the science and the fiction that make this a sci-fi movie come through and really draw you into the idea that you are looking at a possible future world. And it is a little breathtaking, to be honest. iRobot is a Will Smith vehicle, and so occasionally he does lean into that quippy, cocksure persona that he's cultivated over the years, but this only serves to add an element of humor to the overall tone. For example, when he says stuff like this.
Look, I understand you've experienced a loss, but this relationship just can't work. I mean, you're a cat, I'm black, and I'm not going to be hurt again.
And to my surprise, iRobot does look at a few deeper themes. Technophobia, for one, the age-old question of what does it take to save the human race, and what extent can we rely on our technology to be able to facilitate that? I mean, you can name a robot Sunny, but does that give it a sunny disposition? I don't know. Vindication. Dale Spooner is the opposite of the boy that cried wolf. He tried to tell the world that there's a storm coming, and they made him look like a fool. Now look at you, outside in the rain, looking for a raincoat. See, should have just listened.
You know, somehow, I told you so just doesn't quite say it.
And of course, the question of existence.
There have always been ghosts in the machine. Unanticipated. These free radicals engender questions of free will, and even the nature of what we might call the soul.
Looking at the characters in the film, let's start with the main man, Detective Dale Spooner. Now, this is a man plagued by a recurring nightmare of the night when a robot trades a little girl's life for his. So he's tormented by survivor's guilt and an unrelenting suspicion of all robots. He's especially fun to watch when you realize that there is more to him than meets the eye, because he might just be part cyborg. Dun, 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 dun. Then we have Dr. Kelvin. Now, she works at USR, and her job is to make sure that the robots they produce seem more human. Now, this is a task which apparently comes at the cost of her ability to seem more human or make facial expressions herself, because she speaks like an abnormal person. Because here's a listen to how she actually speaks.
He postulated that cognitive simulacra might one day approximate component models of the psyche.
Nobody talks like that. Nobody. Also, she's never come across the story of Hansel and Gretel?
How the hell did you grow up without reading Hansel and Gretel?
How, Sway? How? Okay, then we have Dr. Alfred Lanning. Now, he's the robotic ghost of Christmas past because his actions, even in death, instigate the plot and provide the common thread that connects all the other characters together. Lawrence Robertson, with all the charisma of a slug covered in slime, Robertson has the arrogant demeanor that now seems to be standard par for the course when portraying rich guys in film. And with him staging a cover-up of the fact that one of his robots committed a murder, it's quite a surprising twist when he turns out to be the fall guy for the real big bad of this movie. Let's move on to Sonny. Now, he's the robot whose first words are, "What am I?" And this plunges him immediately neck deep into an existential crisis. He's the vehicle for the audience to consider what it means to be a being, to be unique, and of course, to be alive. My take is that movies about the future really overestimated how well we'd be doing in this 21st century. But one thing is as true of the future as of the past, and that is product placement. My gosh, is there anybody that didn't get a piece of this movie? Converse All-Stars, FedEx, Audi. I mean, this was like the longest commercial for corporate America ever. I would have thought that TM Pick and Pay or Choppies could have gotten a slice of this action. But anyway, like an episode of House MD or CSI, many of the epiphanies that Dale has are as a result of an unwitting utterance by one of the characters that he's talking to. So it's a bit contrived and it feels a bit convenient, but then the film is, in fact, I'd like to say that it's classic Will Smith wit with the little Sam Wickety robot on the assist. iRobot is a great action film and manages to pose some important and increasingly relevant questions for the times that we're living in today, especially about technology and its role in our day-to-day lives. Scenes to look out for include the home demolition scene, the scene with the accident, and the final showdown with the robot army. I give it 3 out of 5 stars. Now, those are my takeouts from Andy Takes On iRobot, and I'm taking off. I will see you next time.